Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another podcast of Content Breaker. I'm your host, and I am oh Lord, I doxed myself.
Oh
I'm your
no!
host. I'm your host, Static Dre. Just cut that strange, and I am joined by strangely entertaining. How are you guys, and how are we? How are you, strange? How's the world?
I'm I'm okay, doing all right. Sparking zeros out. I exhausted myself. Uh, Bunch of anime stuff, anime news happening this week. Crazy stuff, some sad stuff, some cool stuff, some stuff. I'm like, I'll never be able to recover from this, both emotionally and financially.
Yeah, I want to get into that stuff for emotionally and financially for you. 'Cause I'm curious to what that is. 'Cause I don't know about that. So, let's start with that. What can you emotionally and financially recover from?
uh, I only said financially just because I thought it'd be funny. Um, Emotionally, the My Hero ending for this season is crazy,
Oh yeah,
and like probably I don't know, maybe down the line financially I won't be able to recover because they'll be like, look at all the merch, look at all this cool stuff. I'm like, no,
I
I
need
can't.
the rest of y'all to buy anime merch, bro. I feel like I'm the only one. There's so many dope figures I send you all, and I'm like, listen, you can own this, but I see all the
Look, I would.
Pokemon plushies
Yeah,
that
I
are at
would.
least $50 a plushie,
Look,
some more.
look behind me. Look at the camera. Look at this stuff. Look, I bought stuff. See this stuff that has
This
been
isn't the
bought.
stuff we talk about though. There's a lot of Nintendo cases. That's a lot of plushies. You know, y'all won't even finish the dang Pokemon game to play with. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because I love you all.
Oh look, I gotta dust them off. Goodness gracious. Look,
Okay.
Rimuru. Look at that.
Yes.
See,
Yes. You have me. I don't have a
see.
rumor figure. Yes. But if I wanted a figure of a meeting, I would just get a poster of the office.
That I want that to actually be a figure of all them standing around the table, just looking at Rimuru. Please make that an actual figure. That would be
it's
hilarious.
it's only about time. I promise you that. Um. But yeah, there's so much anime stuff that's happened, and like you said, My Hero, season 7 coming to an ending. The last season's coming out next year, season 8. The manga already finished, so it's definitely a time for the My Hero IP. Like, oh my gosh, I remember like the first episode like it was yesterday, and just tell everybody how good it was. Like they gotta watch it, and then by the end of that first episode, or was it the second episode? Where like Deku's like crying in the street. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is so good. This is so good." I'm like, "Yeah, like this is peak." So, and now here we are, where we've had a callback to that moment with a certain character. So we're not gonna spoil. It's not what we do here. With a certain character, like Deku's words, like you know, like just the last episode of My Hero season 7 was absolute crazy. Like we had a character death, which was I feel like somewhat unexpected. I feel like maybe it was expected, maybe it wasn't.
I mean, I guess the way it happened, really, I wasn't really expecting it. But when like as it was happening, I was like, yeah, it's about right. You know, kind
Yeah,
of the way for them to go. It only makes sense. It was like it was more of a poetic moment,
yeah,
and really it showed that even if like your superpower isn't really considered all that helpful, they're like, oh wait, that was actually a cool way that you could have used that to help people, but you didn't use it that way. Aha, you know.
yeah. No, it's very.
I'm like,
I was.
That's kind of a cool, positive little spin on it. I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah, that was very interesting. And then also seeing that character sacrifice themselves to save the other character is very interesting because that's a very heroic last act, and very selfless that most heroes wouldn't choose to do. As we saw, they chose to like which put that into either further perspective. Like I would love to do like a whole just like introspective video on My Hero, which stay tuned for that. Like as an actual like video essay type
That could be
thing of a
interesting.
problem. Because like if you think about it, a lot of heroes didn't do that. You know, they hung up their, you know, garbs and whatnot when the fighting got crazy. But then you had a villain out here who died to save a hero. So, which part of me was like, let the hero die because spiciness. But the other part of me was like, that wasn't gonna happen in a shonen. But
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those where the villain at the end's like, oh, I have to redeem myself somehow. If they're like, on that trail to have like a redemption arc. So a lot of people, I don't know, maybe sometimes don't actually consider that to right all their wrongs that they did. But to be fair, it's most of them just kind of choose to go out because they don't want to be held up in some prison somewhere or have to account for their crimes. So I don't know. I think it was a pretty cool moment, but I can
yeah,
definitely see like from the perspective of like, oh well, they still did all this bad stuff. That doesn't change anything. Um, but I thought it was cool. I was like, oh wow, and that was neat that we got to figure out that your power can work that way too.
yeah, that was very neat, very cool. And then just our boy with the support items, like support items go, bro. Like
Mm.
you facing the deadliest being of all time, and you handle it with support items, like and
I was gonna say, if you have not watched the final episode of My Hero, please don't. I mean, just pause this, go watch it, and come back if you're caught up. If not, and if you
yeah,
don't care, because I'm like, okay, we can't keep dancing around this issue. We gotta start talking about this, especially this fight that gets cut off in the middle, and now we have to wait till next year to finish the rest
yes,
of it. But
yes, yes.
and
Pause and go watch it.
pause it, go watch it. We're gonna wait. 3, 2, 1. All right, spoilers on. I remember back when that movie came out, the second one,
Yeah,
correct? And I remember him talking to Homegirl. I forget her name. Please help me remember because it's been
Melissa
forever.
Shield,
Who?
Melissa.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, no, that was the first. That was the first movie.
Was it the first movie when they went to
Yeah,
the turtle?
yeah, that was the first movie. Okay, so the first movie was the turtle when they
Okay.
like. The second movie
Was the
was
island with
yeah,
6. Okay, cool. Got it.
yeah,
All right.
when
I'm straightened out. First movie. In the first movie, All Might was talking to her about some secret project. I remember that. I'm pretty sure Hercules was that secret project, if I had
oh
to guess.
yes, oh yes, it was like it was basically confirmed because
Because he's like, I'm not going to be able to be super buff forever. I need a way to, like, do stuff. But yeah, that's Hercules pretty broken. And just the fact that he named all of the support items and special moves and maneuvers that Hercules could do, like off of Class 1A. Mwah, perfect. Yes.
yes,
I love it.
yes,
He's like, these are my students.
like I love that, bro, and the fact that like that little flashback is how pivotal it was. Like you didn't get a lot, but seeing that his whole family was killed by villains, bro,
Probably
that's
all
crazy.
for one, wasn't it? Because
Yeah,
all for
but it
one, I
wasn't
guess,
like
was such a
terror at the time. Was
yeah. Because I'm like, dang, this man's still out here leveling half the city before All Might came along.
yeah. So it's like it's pretty crazy, like and just hear what he said to his friends, like how he never thinks he's gonna lose a fight when he goes into it. I'm just like, yo, that confidence, like this manliness, is like, bro, this is doing things to me. Like,
All Might said, "Hey Hercules, send this to HQ or whatever." HQ gets the video. Blah blah. Was like, stream. Like, no, don't do it. What are you doing? Stream now. It's like, she's like, perfect.
yeah.
Uh,
And then they were like, oh, bro, I love
they're
that.
like,
That
don't
was
show this, and she's like, he's fine. See, it's okay.
that was great, bro. That was great.
That made me laugh so much.
Yeah, it's gonna be so crazy seeing it all come to like close next year. I read the manga, or I read the manga as it ended, but I feel like the animes always clean up a lot of stuff with the manga. So I'm interested to see. Well, most of the time, Attack on Titan did not. So I can't say that isn't always,
I
but
mean, it was the truest ending that I think we could have gotten out of all that situation.
yeah, yeah. A lot of the time, the anime can clean up after the manga. So I'm interested to see if My Hero does that. But I do know either way, the last season is going to be. Cause Studio Bones cooked this season. They cooked. Everybody was like, they're putting out another movie. The animation's gonna dip. We're gonna get like slideshows and all that. I was like, nah. They stood out and they rocked out.
No,
And they
that's
trend.
Blue Lock. Blue Lock season 2. That's the slideshow one.
Man, I'm glad I dropped Blue Lock season 1. To be honest with you,
I saw the
but
clip. I said, "Yeah, yeah." I mean, there you go.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens. I guess
yeah. And then
it's just like if you gotta spend more time in the oven, but if also you're trying to deal with dates and stuff, I don't know. It's hard. I hate seeing animation studios just get so much pressure put on them when they do like such a good first season. And it's like, oh, we got to do the second season when next year. All right, everybody, get your instant ramen cups and your portable mattresses, and we're just gonna eat,
I'm
sleep,
like,
wake up, animate.
all I really need is confirmation that the next season's gonna come. Like I don't care if I have to wait. Like I can wait. That's fine. Like for instance, you know, Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest came out like 7 years after. Well, not 7 years. I think Fairy Tale ended in 2020, maybe,
I want to
or
say around that time
or
it was.
2019. I don't remember. But anyway, let's just say it ended in 2019, 2020. I've waited 4 years for 100 Requests to show out, and that's okay. You know, I wait all these years for Eden Zero to come out, and that's okay. Because I want you to take your time. I want you to get it right so we can enjoy it, so it can be popular, and everybody can get paid and have a good day. Like, it's okay. And, man, I tell you, like, there's so much because I watched the My Hero movie as well as, like, this week it came out in American theaters. And it was really good, and the animation was crazy. I was like, how did they manage to do that along with season 7? I don't know, because normally one of them takes a dip, but like the movie was good. Um, plot was kind of the plot was interesting. The plot was interesting. Um, and the
So
ending was interesting.
sorry, looking back, dates and stuff. Yeah, the final episode, I believe, of the second series of Fairy Tale stopped in like 2019.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 5 years. We had to wait 5 years. 100 Year Quest, but I didn't mind, and 100 Year Quest is trying to be really good, except for that one 13.5 episode that we had.
That was.
I was like, why
It's,
Japan?
it's like time for filler. It's like why?
And it's like they actually like the filler over there because they're so busy they don't have time to like remember everything. I was like, what? Anyway, I'm not gonna
What?
get into. I'm not. I'm not gonna get into cross continental politics like that. But anywho, so yeah, My Hero. It's like we got one last season. We're not ready to say goodbye yet, but we're ready to say goodbye with the manga. And there's a rumor that there'll be one last movie, and I'm like, what? Um,
It, the only thing I could see is if there's a movie that kind of closes everything off is like, here's where our heroes are at now,
yes,
or whatever. That's maybe Midoriya's gonna be like the best teacher at 1A. Who knows? I don't know.
like I need an epilogue movie to be honest because
that would
like
that would be cool. An epilogue movie.
My Hero does do great movies and they do make a lot of money, so I would not be surprised if we got an epilogue movie. I would actually welcome that. Like, I would welcome that a lot.
Maybe tease the Vigilantes series next.
Yeah.
That's who knows. Who knows what's gonna happen. We're gonna have the Boruto My Hero. That actually, if they were going to continue the series, the theoretical doomsday thing where the quirks start going out of control. You know,
Yeah, I think that would be it. I
that
think
would
that
be
will.
interesting. As like
Yeah,
people with quirks so powerful that they can barely control them, and then like I think that would be an interesting premise of like a next
yeah,
series, and maybe a All for One 2.0 kind of situation happens, or who knows? You know?
be interesting. That would be interesting. Um, because like I feel like there would be something cool if like you had like a division of negator quirks. Because everybody forgets there are like types of quirks like the negate like Eraserhead's quirks, and in the new movie we had a person that had a negator quirk as well. So it's like I feel like those are a type of quirks that like need to be focused on, and maybe like have a whole special division of people just having negator quirks.
Yeah, I mean they might have to do some recruiting, and especially if like I have drills coming out of my face and they shoot out, I can't control it. Help me, you know, or I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which makes me wonder about things. Anyway, so yeah, basically, that's my hero news. A lot of my hero news. And then some sad news for us One Piece fans. That the One Piece anime is going on a 6 month break. It won't be back
That's
till April next year.
that is actually insane. I'm wondering, are they gonna do like, are they gonna fill the time slot, or is that just they're gonna move to a different time slot now that that's not
Well,
gonna be?
so the time slot is going to be filled with a special edited version of Fishman Island arc. So they're gonna remaster it and do whatever, and it's gonna show Fishman Island saga like until then. So we're gonna get the letter to Oda or letters to One
Fan
Piece.
letters.
Yeah, fan letters. One Piece fan letter next week. Then after that, um we're gonna get the One Piece One Piece log Fishman Island saga. So reshot scenes, retouched art, detailing, color shading, lighting, and special effects to previously animated scenes, as well as the Dolby Atmos soundtrack.
Why? Hold on. Why is it when you described it, made it so much funnier for me? It's like, yeah, we'll be adding new lighting effects, and I'm like, did somebody just go into Adobe Lightroom and add like spotlights or something?
Maybe.
A little lens flare here and there. Like there you go. We gotta save all the budget. We gotta. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. I hope that doesn't happen, but that would be fine. If they broadcasted Fishman Island and it's like the first thing is just like a lens flare.
Yeah, I know we got 21 episodes that's gonna fill.
So is that gonna start with them arriving back at Sabadi? Like, is it gonna start there, or is it gonna start right when they get to Fishman Island? Because I know there's like that in between part.
We do not know.
Okay.
So we know that there will be a new version of We Go. So I'm assuming it'll start at Fishman Island. Because remember when they sell off to the new world, they sing We Go. Like as they go down. And then they meet back up. I'm assuming it'll start at Sabori. I'm assuming.
I mean, that's like where it kind of starts, is them meeting up and then heading down, and then they got to go through all that.
Yeah, because that's where the We Go song is.
Because that's where apparently a pivotal character shows up for the first time.
Who?
The marsh guy, the swampy dude.
Oh, that bitch.
I forget his name. Pivotal character helped was pivotal in what's the bucket? The Japanese country.
Wano.
Thank you. I forgot what the name was. Pivotal in Wano. Literally helped save Luffy and everything. It's great.
I forgot his name. Like
me too.
I just know that he knows way too much because he now knows about 2 of the secret weapons. He knows about Pluton. He knows about Uranus, or not Uranus. He knows about Neptune. He knows about Pluton. He knows Luffy's dream He knows way too much from being around the Straw Hats.
Yeah, he does.
So
He knows there's a couple characters in the series that know way too much now. That's Wapol and that guy.
yeah, poor Wobble. Poor Wobble.
He didn't ask for it, but he's the one that looked. Just saying. Shouldn't have
Yeah.
been snooping around.
I mean, thank God he did. He got Vivi out of there. So
It's true. True. Saved princess. Saved the princess. Goodness.
yeah.
And now Morgan knows way too much.
Morgans don't care though. Like there's a
Yeah, he
thing
really doesn't. I hope he actually runs into Swamp Dude, because if he does, he's gonna have all the information that he could ever hope for.
There's a
Where
thing
did
that
he,
what's that?
where did we see him last? Saw him at Wano last. Did he get on the Straw Hats boat again, or is he just sneaking around Wano? Like, what he do? Where'd he go?
Oh, he's still on the Straw Hats boat.
Did he sneak on board, or he seen the barrel? I can't remember.
He's in a barrel.
Okay.
Tied down and chained.
I just couldn't remember. They're just taking him along for a ride. Goodness.
Yeah. At least where you are, that's where he is. I think Loki, where I am, he might be dead because of something, but
Oh.
but yeah.
But, you know, at least, even though it is going on hiatus, at least they can work on it and deliver quality. At least that's my hope.
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. It's supposed to help with the pacing. It's supposed to deliver quality animated episodes when we get back to Egghead. And knowing what we have waiting in Egghead, like I really feel like it's going to deliver that. Like, because there's some crazy stuff that needs to be animated. So
Yeah,
I have
I was about to say, spoilers if you're not caught up. Home Dude. Which I'm surprised they didn't send more. But Home Dude, one of the old guys, one of the elder stars, is gonna go probably mess things up.
Yeah.
From the looks of it, they all have Zoan fruits, or most of them do. I was like, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be different, but I guess because Zoans are broken now.
Probably ancient Zoans are like the vibe, probably.
Well, one of them's like a crane. I'm like, I don't. Sure, I guess. Sure, a crane or a bird type thing. Yeah. I think that would be interesting if there's like a new classification of Zoan. It's just broken. I don't know. I'm sure you know. I don't know. I'm just speaking into theory at this point.
Yes, you are.
But, I mean, they all got to be awakened. Which, again, what was Impel Down? What was that for?
Yeah.
Why? Like, so from what I guess is there's two types of awakening, and that's one, you just, I don't know, you lose your personality or whatever. Then there's the other type where you retain it, but you achieve supremacy. I don't know what's going on.
I think that was a Force Awakening in Impel now. That was the whole thing. It was like Forced or something.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So, at least that's what I got from it. But yeah, so that's happening. The manga is still ongoing. So, we will really be I will really have a lot of knowledge that I'll have to keep quiet when One Piece ends, because I'll probably be a year, 2 years out from knowing what the One Piece is compared to you anime onlys. Which is okay, because I will go live in the mountains.
I expect you to just all of a sudden send out a message of like, I know what the One Piece is. I'll see you guys in a year. And then just to not hear from you at all until then.
You'll just get a bunch of emojis of like explode. I'm just so mad. Like, I'm gonna need the internet to like just. Really, I'm just gonna need everybody to be off the internet. Like, that's all I can think.
Supposedly, it's a pack of don't spoil what things are going to be, which I haven't really seen much. Okay, I've seen a little bit. So I don't know if that's working out. I keep trying to no, I don't want to know. I know like one thing that happens, and I was like, oh, that answered one question I had. I don't want to know anything else.
What was that?
How everybody else is gonna power up in the Straw Hat crew, but I already know.
Well,
I was like, oh, that's cool, I guess.
wait,
I
what?
didn't want that. Huh?
Oh, you're talking about the thing with Bonnie?
No.
What are you talking about?
I can't say it. I don't want to say it here.
Well, we'll come
I
back
don't
to
even
that.
want to confirm it. I don't even want to remember that it even
Because
exists.
it might be misinformation. Like, I know, because spoilers for My Hero that happened yesterday that we already talked about. Go back. You already watched the episode, so you're good. Your wife had told me that she gotten spoiled on Uraraka dying. And I was like, yeah. So, like, I didn't want her to know, like, I saw the picture of her dead, and I was like, yeah, she dies. She's like, dang it. I want her to still be surprised. So I was like, yeah, I gave her, like, kind of false information, but it was close. So sometimes things are deceiving, so you might have just gotten deceived. So that's why I was wondering what it was.
I mean, it was a manga panel, and I didn't really. I don't even remember. Because I try not to. If I see a manga panel, I don't even look at it. I just hide it or whatever. Something led me to read it for some reason, and I was like, oh, or it was like just it was the only words I can't even remember. But I'm not even gonna think about it right now. I look forward to seeing what they cook up with having a 6-month hiatus. But I guess we're gonna go back to Egghead now.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna go back from our 6-month thing. We're gonna head back to Egghead.
Okay.
So we're gonna stay in Egghead. So we've seen about what happened around the world. We've seen all the crazy stuff and whatnot. So
I say, what happened in yesterday's episode? I don't know. I'm like kind of sad, but knowing One Piece, you know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Okay, I'm like, It's also, Aokiji, and he's a man on a mission. I don't know what mission that is. Do I trust him? I don't know. We'll see. But he's on something.
Yeah.
Knowing him,
That end where he's just like, his face is frozen over. I'm just like, bro, if you're doing undercover work, bro, I feel for you like so bad. So,
yeah, like I said, with One Piece, you really gotta be like, oh, they're confirming it. Okay, gotcha. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, who knows? They're probably still kicking around somewhere, and they'll show up towards the end. I'm sure, you know what I mean.
yeah.
I'm a little sad, a little tear-eyed, like, gotta get the moisture out of my eye. But also, we'll see. It's One Piece. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
One Piece is always a journey. But yeah, I think that does it about this episode.
Yeah, we are getting pretty close on time. I know. Did you want to talk about Don real quick?
Yeah. Watch Don, man. I don't really know how to explain it. Except it's a supernatural anime about a girl who was connected to the spirit world and a dude who's connected to the occult. And wait, are those the same thing? The occult, like, dude.
Occult is like spirits and voodoo and that kind of thing, whereas like no, I guess because she calls him Occult Coon, so I guess it's all the same thing. It's like the weird, spooky, creepy vibes. Ooh,
Yeah.
Aliens and spirits and all that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I don't know. The first episode, I was like, wow, they're really going hard with this animation. I hope it doesn't drop off. And then second episode is like, okay, this is what it's normally supposed to look like. It's not too bad. Actually, like somebody pointed out the shot where like his glasses fall off, like towards the end of the episode. You might have to go back and look at it. And they said, wow, that's actually really impressive how they Because, you know, when like you look through glasses, things look a little differently, or like they look closer or bigger or whatever it is. They did that, and I was like, impressive for a shot that didn't last all that much. They put, you know, that much work into it. Pretty cool.
It was shot beautifully. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm very
funny too.
Yeah, it is absolutely hilarious.
Give me your weenie.
Yeah.
Let me gobble your weenie. Like, no. Give us your banana. It's so stupid. I love it.
Like,
though.
I love the fact that studio, like, this is a kind of a, you know, not big name studio doing this.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bigger one.
You know, Studio Saru.
Yeah, never heard of them.
Or Studio Science Saru. They also did, what would you know them as? They did Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. They did that anime that came out last year.
Okay.
They did Star Wars Visions, the 2020-21. They had some episodes in there.
I would like to know which episodes, but I probably can guess, maybe. I want to say that Pinocchio one they did with Star Wars, but that's probably not right at all. But all the Star Wars Visions looked pretty good, so.
They did TOB1.
Yep,
so...
that would be it. That was Pinocchio. I got it right. Yeah, look at me. I recognized it. I was like, oh yeah, they did that one. That was really pretty. I liked that one.
That was the one with the little boy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The little droid that becomes real or is supposed to come. I don't know. So, very interesting story. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Real enough, I guess. I guess you could say, because he can use the Force. So real enough.
They also did Devilman Crybaby in 2018.
Wow. Okay, that makes sense. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. But yeah, that's probably it for this episode.
Yeah. It's a fun time. It's definitely a fun time out here. So make sure you guys go and catch up on your One Piece, because now you have time. Don't have an excuse. You got 6 months. If you're not caught up, go catch up. And yeah, and My Hero's ending too, so catch up on that. Go catch up on everything. Just be up to date and suffer with me. It's fun. So fun.
Where can they find you?
You can wait. Transition strange. You can find me on Static Dreads on Twitter, where I need to post more stuff, but I haven't. But I will, so it'll be okay. So yeah.
I believe you.
Thank you.
Look for me. Look for Strangely Entertaining or Strangely ENT on Twitter. Look for Strangely Entertaining on YouTube, where eventually there will be some videos once I get in the mood to post stuff. Other than that, all the other things right here that we're going to be posting soon, like podcasts and stuff eventually. But until then, see you next time.
Bye-bye.